Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back. I just wanted to share another idea with you. So earlier today, I did a project where I shared our January club transfer on a door tag. And I've got everything ready, the embellishments and everything to kind of make this pretty, a little bit prettier. But before I add those to it, I want to go ahead and do a project on the back side so that you can see that it is double-sided and it's a good idea to do a project on the front and back so you can use it for more than one season. I didn't really have a whole lot to choose from for maybe doing, this is obviously for February kind of time frame with the love theme, but I didn't have anything really that I loved to put on here for maybe like March or St. Patrick's Day. I don't even know if Easter's in March this year. I haven't looked that far ahead, but I thought I would go ahead and do a winter theme on the back. So I am actually going to use, this is also another way for me to show you how you can use transfers in a different way than what they are intended. Most of you have seen me do a project with, or it's on my page if you'd like to go back and see it, a project with this particular transfer. I did it on a pretty glass block and used some lights in it and pretty sparkly ribbon. Did it in the blue family and white family. I am going to use just the top half of this, and I went ahead and applied it to the board just because it makes life a little bit easier. I used this particular transfer earlier this week in a project showing you how to use our deer cutouts. And I mentioned, I did this also in a blue. I mentioned how you can use this otherwise, not even on the deer cutout. You can use it in another way. So I'm going to use this element of this one, the top half of this one, and then one last element. I have a large transfer that actually I pulled those Nordic figures off of for my coffee cup and added those embellishments to my snuggle weather shirt. It also came with some trees, and actually several trees, different sizes like this. So I decided I would just use one of them. I cut one out and I'm going to use this on here. So I'm just going to make my own little kind of creation out of 3 different transfers. The colors I've chosen are our shimmer silver, our shimmer spruce, and shimmer copper. So hopefully it'll come all together, and I think the colors will look nice. It'll be a little bit different take on the winter feel. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do the shimmer silver on the snowflake and the welcome winter words. So, oh, hopefully I have enough squeegees. I did not. I'm actually just going to have to use one because all the rest of them are in there. I used them earlier and they're still in drying on my little drying rack. So I'm just applying the paste directly, and I'm not going to do these outlines. I'm just going to do this little bit of snowflake here and the welcome winter. Apply it directly to it. I've already waxed the board earlier. This is called a door. Door. Door tag. I want to say door hanger. I'm like, that's not right. Door tag. And like I said, it's already this nice whitewash color. I could have even painted it a different color to do it, but I decided I'm just going to keep it white, keep it kind of simple, and add these pretty elements to it. So you get more bang for your buck. You've got 2 surfaces. If you are a club subscriber, this is also a great investment for you, and they're so super affordable. I'm not even sure you can find them at any of the other hobby stores. I haven't particularly looked for them, but I don't believe I've ever seen them. I usually go down the wood aisle whenever I'm there because I'm always interested to see if there's another surface I could try out for any projects. But my transfer is kind of coming off the edge over there. But this is super affordable, and you could use it for 2 club transfers. So for example, the one from December was kind of a New Year's theme, New Year resolution, maybe an inspirational saying. It said good things are gonna happen. I could have very easily done that on the back side of this, but I've already done a couple of those signs, so I decided not to use that on this one. But if you're a club member, it would be a perfect idea to do to just switch out after Christmas. You could put the New Year one on, which says good things are going to happen, and then after January, or if you you know, halfway through January, whenever you decide to do it, decorate. You could flip it back over to, oh my goodness, I can't get this edge very well. You could flip it right back over to the love side if you wanted to do that on the other side. So just keeping that in mind, even, you know, not necessarily even for this example, but for any of the club transfers. The one for next month is super cute. I'm assuming it would be a fun door sign as well. For a lot of people might like it. So, sorry, this big squeegee is giving me a little bit of issue. This bigger squeegee. And this is really actually just our small squeegee, but I'm just used to working with something a little bit smaller if I want to get these little detail edges. So, just trying to give you a couple more ideas of how you can use what you got and make the most out of your projects. Okay, that's gonna have to be good enough because I can't seem to get any better with this squeegee. I don't want to pull out another one. So I'm gonna pull off any extra, just make it nice and thin. Put that back in, and then I am gonna go ahead and close them up. That's just our shimmer silver. You could use any colors you wanted. I'm trying to think, hopefully what I'm using, and these are not very wet. You guys, I have just been going at it today. Running around from one thing to the next. So I'm just gonna clean that squeegee off with a wipe. That's what you can do. If you only have one, that's what you do. All right. Now, let's pull this off and see what that looks like. And I'm gonna set this down. I'll spray it with some water just to keep it moist until I can get to my sink to clean it. I'm running low on my water too. I've been working. Okay. So I am actually going to use, because these other elements might touch it or come close to it, at least the edge of the transfer might, I'm going to go ahead and use my dryer to, got a little piece of silver there. I don't know if that'll come off. I'll dry it since it's waxed. I'm not going to worry about it. This is distressed already, so I don't think you'll be able to notice, but. And you could use that entire transfer that I just showed you guys. Put it down further and do it on the sign, and it would look great too. But I'm just going to at least make sure that the bottom of my words are dry. You know, this would dry on its own in about 5 minutes or so, but I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the process so that if my transfer happens to touch it, it doesn't pull off any of my wet chalk, which is what chalk paste is. It's just wet chalk that dries to the touch, hard to the touch, in about 5 minutes or so. And that's the cool thing about our product, is you don't need paint. Chalk can still do, it can make all kinds of cool projects, even if it's not on a chalkboard. And that's what I love about it. Like I said, this is just an air dryer. One of my handy dandy tools. I love it. I do use it quite a bit. All right, so now I am going to put my deer, oh my dear. And I do fuzz this, even though I've used it once. I am gonna fuzz it, you know, because once I wash it and it air dries, it becomes sticky again. I am going to fuzz it again, just to make sure, even though I prepared my board, I just wanna make sure I don't have any problems. And it might be fine, I might not even hit it, I just didn't wanna take a chance. And I was thinking about putting them on an angle, but I think, I don't know, maybe a tiny angle, not much. Not much. Because I don't think my tree is going to take up very much room. And it doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. I can place it wherever I want him. I'm going to put him right there. I would have been fine, it looks like, but I wasn't sure. Now the tree is probably another story. It probably will touch. Or if you do something like that. Sometimes I feel like if I have put too much wax on it, which I didn't think I did earlier. It's definitely had time to dry, to soak in. Sometimes that happens if you put too much wax. So just hold it still until you get it down. make it adhere as best as possible. I want a nice image. And this one I just decided to, you know, kind of go with a natural color deer. I could have just kept it the silver as well. I actually thought about doing red. I don't know, maybe I should do red. Just because my ribbon that I created, where is it? The ribbon that I made, I braided some mesh into a ribbon, is going to be red. And technically you could just keep that on there and use it for both sides. So I was going to go with red. Maybe I'll just stick with that idea. This would look fabulous though with it, guys. Especially the other deer cut patterns, the ones that I showed you that were, that's the shimmer copper. That would look fabulous with it. Let's just stick with the red. That way, if you have the tie that I've made, the ribbon that I've made to hold it, to hang it up with, you don't have to change it out. Okay, and I'm not going to embellish it anymore on this side. I'm just going to use the, I really think this red's going to look pretty anyway. But let's see, I'm going to hold on to it just because I don't want it to slip inside, and I feel like it is. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be sticky, so I either did not clean it well enough when I took it off, which I do that sometimes if I'm in a hurry. And it seems like most of the time I am in a hurry. If I'm in a hurry, sometimes I don't clean it as well as I should. I get it, the silk screen area clean, but I might not have cleaned the sticky and the back, the fabric part as good as I should. That happens. I do it too. So just take your time with it. That way you can get as much use out of it as possible. I want you guys to be able to do multiple projects if you desire. And again, the fun part is being able to choose whatever color you want. I'll be honest with you, when I first saw him, I think I envisioned him in red, but I think it was also the other side of my deer for Christmas. The deer cut out that are behind me. I don't know if you can see them up there. That's what he looks like in blue, but red is fabulous also. And you know, if you were to put this up right after Christmas and you haven't taken down all of your Christmas decorations and you just flip this over and put up your winter, it would still go with what you have, because you have, if you have red out, green. Our tree is still up. I definitely probably need to work on that tomorrow, but it's held up really well. That was probably the best tree we've had in a very long time. It's not dropping needles, and it's not smelling, and it hasn't drank water for a few weeks. Okay. And you'll notice this purple lid. Normally our lids are black, but that was what we call our COVID lid. So let me wipe this again. They had a supply issue, just like so many people. I'm just adding some water that's at hand. Doesn't have to be special water. Usually I have a wet wipe here, and I forgot to make sure they were wet because I've come and gone from my projects several times today. Okay, because people have to eat, apparently. Right? Okay, here we go. Put that down. Let me show you so far. Even that is just pretty, isn't it? I mean, very simple. You could leave it at that. You could add a snowflake if you wanted. I'm just going to add this tree. It's just, I've been wanting to use it anyway, and it's just, you know, very simple. I'm going to dry this just a little bit more. I do like it in the red. I think it's going to really look pretty. But maybe you're a person who doesn't like to say Merry Christmas everywhere in your house. Maybe you would rather just have a winter instead of a Merry Christmas sign. This would work as well because you've got the green and the red and the silver. I love my shimmers, you guys. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can really see it because the way the light's hitting it, and I forgot to turn on my ring light. So hopefully you can see everything okay. I hope so. I'll turn that on before we finish. I have to, when I'm doing videos that I'm not doing live, I have to turn my phone around so I can't even see it. I have to use a remote to turn on the video. So I forget. But I can really see the shimmer and the sparkle. I hope you can. I'm just, any reason to use sparkle. And I just learned of something today, and maybe you've already heard of it. There is such a thing Let me turn this on real quick. If I can reach it. Oh, just barely. So short. I just heard of a thing today. Oh, now you can see better. Called Mod Podge. Sparkle Mod Podge or Shimmer Mod Podge. I don't know which. I don't think I've marked that yet. Nope. Yeah, so I've got to definitely check into that. I'm sure I will have an occasion to use Sparkle Mod Podge or Shimmer Mod Podge. Ooh, it's a tongue twister. This is brand new. I have not used this one before, so it should grab on here pretty well. So I'm just going to kind of, yeah, everything's dry. I'm fine. Just try to be careful. I don't want to pull up my paste. I don't even have to use, I could just drop it down. I don't even have to use that whole long bit of the bark or the trunk of the tree to have it down a little bit lower. I guess I should hold it straight up. Probably would be better straight on. How close is that? Now, this is the fun part. You just make it the way you want it to be, right? It's just a brainstorm. I was like, oh, what could I do? What could I do? So, if I wanted to, I could even do more in the background. I'm going to do one and just see how it goes. That's all we're going to do for the video. But if I look at it and I'm like, oh, it just looks a little bare. I love this shimmer spruce. It's so pretty. I didn't use as much of it as I thought I would this Christmas, but oh, I love it. It's such a pretty color green. It's like an emerald green with sparkle. And I could just move it and add a few more if I want to in the background to make it look like a forest. We'll see. I'm trying to go simple here. If this is considered simple, there's a lot of pattern going on and a lot of interest already with the colors and then the patterns. So I don't think it needs a lot, but we'll see. I have a hard time with empty space sometimes. I need, always done that. Even with scrapbooking, it's like my pages, I think I hit records for how much you can get on one scrapbook page. Which I miss. I haven't scrapbooked in so long. I really enjoy that storytelling. Having something to leave behind for the kids one day. God knows I take enough photographs. All right, let's just leave that to the side in case I decide to use some more. All right, let's see. It's so pretty. I love the color. I'm gonna set this down. I'm not gonna wet it yet because I might use it again. So here we go. There it is. Just kind of simple, kind of basic, but pretty. And then when I go to add, I'll take a picture of it, but when I go to add my, this is for the handle, and this is for the back side that I created for just a little interest on the back side. So that's it, friends. I just wanted to show you another way that you can use both sides of your sign. Use whatever you have on hand. Make your own little, you don't have to just follow whatever the transfers give you. You can make your own design and creation. That's the fun part. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope you love this, and if you would sprinkle the video, I'd appreciate it. Hit that heart button, and I'll see you next time we go live. Take care, guys.